Welcome to hell.
Hey, what's up? We are the Marshall Ridge Band, and here is a song from our debut EP, Open Road.
And no, just leave me as I go. And no, it's been weighing on my soul. 'Cause if I stay, then I will never know. I settled up my debts in the morning, and I'm selling off my priceless belongings. Struck a match under all of my bridges, and oh, I hit the open road. Hey. I drove this on the winding road, and where I go, no one will ever know. So now I pray to finally find my home. No, it's still weighing on my soul. What if I stayed? I guess we'll never know. I settled up my debts in the morning, and I'm selling off my priceless belongings. Struck a match under all of my bridges, and oh, I hit the open road. My car broke down a mile out of Dallas. Didn't know something was missing till I found it. You ever get what you pay for? I doubt it. And oh, I hit the open road. Oh,
Thank you.
Hello and welcome. Fucker,
I had to get you. It's been a while.
the Jersey Shore Musicians Podcast. I'm Matt. Fuck Jeff.
Oh, see, you're already cursing, and we can't even use this
You-
because
see,
now
what
you
you- this
just
is what you
fucking
do.
did
This
it.
is what you
well,
do.
fuck YouTube too.
Yeah, and tonight we got the guys from the Marshall Ridge Band.
Yay, golf,
Yeah, fuck
golf
us
clap,
too.
golf clap.
Fuck us, dude. Are we not allowed to curse?
No, it's just it's not a
Just
confirmed
explain
thing,
it. What are
but-
they going to do? Fucking flag us?
Yeah,
Who cares?
but the rumors are if you curse in the first minute of your video, it's less likely to be put into the algorithm on YouTube.
All right.
So just set a timer and then
Set the timer.
We've done that.
We've done that.
it's too
But then he
late.
does
dude.
stupid
it's too
shit like,
it's too fucking late.
and it's all over.
Set the timer, and we'll let this baby fly.
Oh, fuck it, we already broke it.
Yeah, it's too.
It's all
far.
downhill from here.
Yay, it's broken.
So yeah, I'd like to start off with a question for you guys. Have you heard Kanye's new album? Because that
Whoa,
shit is
that's-
fucking
this is-
crazy,
that's-
dude.
I never heard of her.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know that guy, dude. I'm just saying.
that was quite the experience. I don't know.
I could safely say that I have never really listened to any of Kanye's.
That's probably the
wouldn't
worst
get
question
started
you
today.
ever asked
Yeah.
anybody.
Dude, I mean, I've never heard it either up until I had a reason to lately because he put some tweet out that he was like doing some crazy shit like with his cousin or whatever, and I was like, well, now I gotta listen to the song. And
You regret it.
It's interesting. Yep.
it's really out there.
Yeah.
So
With the whole context, it's wild.
that's
But-
probably the biggest inspiration for our music, I would say. And Jesus, and Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
I already know
Our
this is
two
going to go
biggest
today.
influences are Jesus and Kanye.
Yeah, dude,
That's not a great. I don't think Jesus would like that, dude.
you're right.
Why? I thought he liked being an inspiration to everybody.
Yeah, but Kanye's gone off the rails, so I don't know that he's a.
He's just yay now. He's ye.
Oh, he's
yeah.
whatever.
Was he ever on the rails?
No, I don't think so.
No, yeah, no. I mean, he's gone far
Depends on
off.
the rail that you're talking about.
There's plenty of rails he's on, I'm sure.
Dude, yeah, it was some interesting stuff to the point where I don't know if you've seen it, but someone sent it to me and I was like, this kiss isn't real. And they're like, this is real. And I'm like,
And you know what? He's probably going to make a fuck ton of money.
he
off of
probably
it.
is, but he put some PSA out to the world like Kanye West and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I was like, well, now I got to listen to the
This
song.
shit, this is so far out of the
That's where you went. I got to listen to this.
And like in the song, he's doing it.
It's
He's
called
saying it.
creative marketing, and you fell for it.
I definitely did. I'm a sucker, dude. I'll be at church, like, praising it up. I'm big into gospel music. And that's
To segue into gospel,
there was no easy transition.
you go from
where-
sucking your cousin's dick
dick.
to gospel music.
We did listen to gospel music for about 6 hours today.
It's good stuff.
It was fun. I actually was in a gospel choir for a while.
There you go.
Not religious, but it was fun. I was 12
He did it for sport.
for sport. Yeah,
for sport?
We played Madison Square Garden. It was a big deal.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. I love that you brought this here. This is so.
Well, let's start
And you
off.
opened with it.
Right?
Can only go up now.
Introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about the band.
All right. So
This way we know who's talking about sucking his cousin's dick.
it's dead. It's not.
This is Chris.
He's like, I got
Let's
this.
not
Hold
get
on.
that mistaken. He
He
loves.
was the guitar player.
He's a big Kanye fan apparently, and a cousin.
No.
You like that new song, Cousin?
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But
Baseline.
anyway, we are Marshall Ridge Band. In no way are we affiliated
Affiliated
or
with Kanye.
or
We don't support him.
represent anything Kanye does. I'm Ryan. That's Chris. All right,
Let's get this clear.
let's get it very clear that
No. Yeah. So we really started this band or whatever you want to call it. It was like January, and like we worked together, and we'd always like kind of played in bands together growing up, but like never the same band. And just kind of like I have a little studio set up at my house, and one day work was kind of like it was like raining, it was slow, everyone else called out, and we had like the rest of the afternoon to pretty much do like whatever. And he was like, "You want to jam?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We go to my house, and then like within the first like 10 minutes, we had like the the chorus for the one song, and we were just like, fuck it. And we recorded the whole thing, I think, in like that day. It was probably maybe like 3 or 4 hours, like wrote it and recorded the whole thing. And it was, ever since then, it's kind of just been like wild because the record was written, recorded, mixed, mastered, and released in like a month and a week or something, which is the quickest I've ever been a part of that process. Usually it's like you write it and then you got to wait 6 months before you like go to record it, get the mixes back, the masters. Everyone in the band's like, the hi-hat's too loud. It's just like, bro, what are we doing here?
just roll with it. Whatever
Yeah.
comes out.
Just roll with it.
However it sounds, I'm sure it's going to be good.
You're a
Whatever it
fucking
is,
drummer,
like
shut
we
up.
weren't really making it for the masses. We were just trying to do our own thing, and then
Yeah. And it's
know,
cool because
once-
all of our good friends, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's all good.
I don't care. All of our friends are such good musicians too. So like to be able to just have them come in and like add to it in whatever way they wanted, and we'd be like, oh, you want to come rip fucking banjo? Like we went and bought a banjo the night before. Like it was like the last night we were sending it out to get like mixed and mastered, and we're like, I think we should add banjo. And then we just like went to the music store to like get a banjo. And I was like, I don't even fucking know how to play banjo, dude. And we go in there and they had like a 6-string like banjo guitar, and I'm like, this is good news because I could work with that.
You play standard guitar tuning. It's fine.
Yeah.
Much easier.
So it's,
so much easier.
that's the most like it's been like a super unorthodox like way that we've like gone about it, but being here now where it's like we already have an EP out, we already have the next EP release date is set for July 4th. And it's just like I'm having a blast. It's just stuff that I've wanted to do for so long, like just write campfire sing along songs.
Yeah.
That's
Well, in the
whole-
beginning too, it's good to just get something and get it out there so people can hear it, and you start building a little bit of a following, and
Yeah,
this way, when you put out the next one that you've put more effort into, there's more people already waiting there
exactly.
to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and not even it's like you could put it out. And I see everyone like constantly like pre-save our thing. It's like, dog, no one's fucking pre-saving it. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's a weird thing.
it's like I don't think anyone's.
And we've seen that, or I've heard that, I should say, and I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What do we pre-save?
What did we read that one time? It's like 200 and something thousand songs a day go up on Spotify.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, a day.
I'm surprised.
So
it's not
that's
more
what
than
you're
that.
competing with, So it's
Yeah.
like the chances of you throwing that little, drop in the bucket and somebody actually finding it, slim to none.
Well, that's why you got to pre-save.
Just
I gotta
throw it, just throw it out there. Get it out there. Let, if it resonates with people, it'll resonate with people.
That's it.
Or it's just
Our
gonna
goal
be
is just,
buried in the fucking muck of the fucking sea. What's the difference?
our goal is really just to write stuff we like playing and hearing and put it out, and it's like it's in the ether. At least we'll have it on Spotify for us to listen to 20 years from now.
We got to do it
Is
for the love of
Spotify
it.
still around?
These days, especially these days, it's so hard to actually do something with it and make money and be productive with it unless you're willing to dedicate your entire life to it.
That's
I don't know about all that.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I might.
We tried, This is still doing this, so like still doing, with,
Ditto.
with the
And here we are.
forever and-
But it's cool in a different way because you don't have like, there's no expectations or pressure to like for it to like be anything, And then surprisingly, it was like a lot of my friends, like all of my friends and people that I know are like, dude, this is pretty cool. I've been listening to it, like it's catchy. I like the songs. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like because usually people hit you up and they're like, oh, by the way, man, listen to your band, really good. And you're like, you fucking hated it.
I've gotten that for sure.
Because
And
it's
then you
not
go over their
palatable.
house and the fucking CD you gave them is still in the
It's
plastic.
still in the plastic.
It's like, yeah, dude, I listened to it. Sorry, I did listen to it. My drink's on top of it right now, but I really did listen to it.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah. But I'm not like in any position to even go and try and like do something where we're like, dude, I think we're gonna be rock stars, man. I think it's gonna happen. I just more so care about like doing it and like doing it ourselves, like being able to just record this shit ourselves in the way that we want, self-produce it, and just kind of go about doing it on our terms and our time is like,
Well, that's the blessing and the curse of right now in music is any Tom, Dick, and Harry with a laptop and a USB interface can make a record. So
Yeah.
you have 200-something thousand songs
And
a day going
podcast.
up. And podcasts, yes. But it's also, you've never had a time where it's so easily accessible to get your music out there and have it be, able to be found by anyone.
yeah. And they don't make it, I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
But we aren't those guys. Like, we're not. Any band I've ever been in, like, I never was the guy to. I was just following along. Like,
I'm saying, but 20 years ago, they only heard your music if you physically saw them somewhere there and gave them a tape or a CD, or someone you ran into was like, "Hey, you got to check these guys
Or
out."
go on
now
Vines and-
they could just randomly find you on Facebook or Instagram
Yeah.
or TikTok.
yep.
or-
Which is like, I don't even know if we do TikTok or
The TikTok.
Do
But
we don't have it.
we're trying to make like a Spotify and like go through all the motions of it and just like.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm just like, dude, I don't even know. I don't even know what we're doing here. I
out
think
there.
it's coming out. It might. It could be coming out this day.
It's possible.
We're not 100% fucking sure because. And then
Just be on the lookout.
dude, might.
It might, Well, it's funny when we were releasing it. Like literally, we had no Instagram, like no following, so we didn't announce anything. It was just like, here it is, and just
The wrong way to
send
do
it to some people we know. It's like, hey, check it out.
Yeah.
We did things for a month and have a record, or just the EP, which was fun.
Yeah, and thanks for even having us and,
all good,
and
man.
entertaining it. It's,
Yeah.
it's cool.
So sometimes you gotta just throw it against the wall and see if it sticks, you know.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Spotify, even though it's the fucking devil, we do have a Spotify playlist for the podcast, which you guys will be added to.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Check that out.
We have, you can check it out. It's on. We have a link to it and on all our social medias. Every band we've had on, we have
have
at
a
least
link.
one song from there.
Cool.
We have a link.
Yeah, in our link tree.
We have a link tree.
Yeah,
That's cool.
fucking asshole. Shows you how much he knows.
We got one of those.
No,
I don't think we have more than one link.
Yo,
we
I'm
didn't
with
even
them.
figure that out. That's a crazy, like, it's a whole thing.
No, it's so easy, man.
Dude, we don't even know shit. I
like it because I can give you one link and you click on that link and it has a direct link to our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, everything in
That's
one
organized.
spot. Yeah.
How come I never saw
that's-
this link? Why don't you
It's
send
on
it?
every one of our social media profiles.
Well, you should
Jeff.
send it to me personally so I could actually use it.
hate it.
And what?
Like a year ago when I made it.
What'd you send it to?
Your phone through a text message.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's
Never seen
sending something more
I have like the
concrete.
worst with my fucking
Instagram
phone.
Messenger, you know.
I believe I even sent you a picture of the QR code for it too.
Baby.
We got
Just about group messages where it's like, oh, that's great. Everybody's talking. Silent.
I got a couple of those.
Yeah, it's like, fuck
Check them
this,
out every
dude.
once in a while, you know.
We gotta start doing shit like that, dude.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
all
you
the
know,
bands that I'm in.
We'll get there. We just, you know, the managing side of the business we're not great at.
We're not supposed to be.
No, it's just we'll make music, put it out, you know, see
Yeah.
what happens. But if somebody, that's kind of what, you know, we got our buddy Nick to kind of release it for us, and then he was like, "Oh, we'll make some records for you." I think he linked us up with us or with you guys, so like that was helpful because, you know, we wouldn't really get these opportunities without somebody that knows something, and you know, we just really wanted to just make the music is really
That's the hardest
goal
part.
here.
That's all you
know?
want to do.
Yeah, it used to be the hardest part. It's
Yeah.
not, though,
No,
anymore.
the hardest part's the management
Everything else,
side.
yeah.
You
And
have to
nowadays
have
you can do it with, you don't
content.
even have to know how to play an instrument anymore.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
You just got to know how to use AI.
Yeah.
Some, kid on his iPhone's making like a Grammy nominated like hit.
Yeah, that a computer
garage,
made.
you know?
We got deep into AI music for last summer. I think it was playing golf, right?
Yeah, we're listening to it a lot.
There was a couple. What was that?
It's pretty good, dude.
There's some.
So wait, was it like a playlist that's
Oh,
AI?
they're like nuts though. They're
it's
hilarious.
Oh, really?
What was
Yeah.
what was the one song we were like
I don't
obsessed
remember.
with it?
There's so many, but yeah, it's
We'll
just
send
like,
it to you guys.
Yeah,
It's-
definitely.
it's
Because when I go
incredible.
play that next week, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, we gotta put this on.
Oh, it's incredible, dude. It's like, and the crazy thing about it is like you will listen to it and you're like, this is so fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? It's clearly AI, and the lyrics are just insane. Dude.
Insane.
It's like getting fingered in the Sonic parking lot is like the hook,
that's so
the
awesome.
hook of the like song.
I've
but
seen a bunch of country songs that are just like way out there.
they're crazy, but you're like, dude, this is.
Oh,
like,
dude, the one was I got glue in my butthole again.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is? I got glue in
No,
my butthole again.
I glued my balls to my butt.
Oh, that's what it was.
again,
Again.
the second time.
How did you do it twice?
Yeah,
I don't even know how you do it the first time.
you should check it out.
very carefully.
Yeah,
That's such a
oh
good
my
song,
God,
though.
it's so good.
It's a good song. You should-
Yeah,
you
we'll
should
send
put-
it over.
Yeah, yeah. Send that.
Everybody check that one out. It'll make your
As
day.
as we're fucking promoting AI.
Yeah, fuck AI, but you know they make some pretty crafty songs. I think somebody has to prompt like, "Hey, I want this song to be about."
Oh, they do. Yeah, absolutely.
right. So I mean, somebody had the idea.
I forgot. Somebody wrote like a book in the text message, and I fucking literally put it into an AI thing with like metal or something like that.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just fucking sang it back to the person, and I'm just like,
It's incredible.
This is what you wrote me.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
Which is like kind of cool in a sense, right? Because that is so popular, like AI, the easy to do programming and shit. But the one thing that it's like, I'm not saying it's coming full circle or coming back, right? But it's kind of at a point where it's kind of, now it's like you fucking post a video of you actually playing something and people are more inclined to go, wow, that's cool. They're actually playing it and they're actually doing that as opposed to just hearing something that's like,
maybe.
you know, sounds great.
It's kind of like that reverse thing where it's like,
Well, I mean, everything with the music industry is cyclical.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, music industry sucks.
Because eventually everybody's gonna get tired of the over processed synthesizer, fucking Pro Toolsed up, Auto Tune, and it's going to go back to like you need somebody that's actually sitting there singing a song,
Right.
That's what
and
we are
being
hoping
that
for.
that half a note off on pitch. And
Yeah.
What do you guys think classic rock will be in like 20 years?
Oh God.
And-
There
and-
won't be. There won't be classic rock.
What is it now? It's like Green Day, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Classic
now, right now,
90s
classic rock is like
pop
Metallica and like
fucking
Nirvana,
Yeah.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soundgarden.
Classic rock. Will
Soundgarden.
stop. That's where it's going to stop. It'll stop there.
I think so.
I think so.
You don't
too.
think it'll be the new generation of like
Of what, though?
of what
Of what?
the rock is now?
But
Like,
what rock is
You know
now?
what rocks now?
You
that
have
hasn't
one. You
been
have
outside
one.
of
Finger
90s.
Death Punch. Like
That's
those
fucking
guys.
garbage.
I know. That's
Crazy move that you would say that,
but that's
dude.
that's like what rock
How
is
did
now.
you even think of that band to
I mean,
say?
like, I've said it before. Like
That's
right
such
now,
a crazy
right now you
name.
have like Dave Grohl and the Foo
That's your-
Fighters, which is like the pinnacle of rock and roll.
Sure.
For, like,
That's
the
still
last-
90s.
But
last,
they've been
20
around
even
since the
even
90s.
right now, like they are
They're
like
still big,
the biggest
yeah.
rock band in the world.
True,
without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but who else goes into that category with them?
I'm saying
nobody.
I'm not advocating for Five Finger Death Punch. Not a fan at all. I'm just saying like that's what I think of like this rock is today. Is that's like the big radio
I mean,
hit.
if you like punching holes in
I
drywall
love
and
how he's
drinking
just like,
Monster,
I'm not advocating
Please
for
don't.
again.
All right, my favorite
the
band. I did get into a verbal altercation with somebody about Creed on a ski lift this winter.
Okay.
What do we
And
think about Creed?
Creed is
You know what? I thought-
huge comeback. In
I thought they were the
last, like,
biggest
year.
bunch of dog shit back then.
Yeah.
Now you're like,
Now I'm like, oh my
Can
god,
you
this fucking
take-
music's great. Like, what the fuck?
My
Oh,
point
that's because
was-
I've been listening to shit for 20 years.
there was a guy who was like a DJ at the bottom of the ski lift, and he was actually like singing
Singing it.
Creed and playing the song, and he was going at it, and I thought it was awesome, and he was having like a blast, and I'm singing along. I'm had a couple beers, having fun, and I get on the ski lift with these two girls, total strangers, and they're like, ugh, I hate that song. I was like, really? I was like, you don't hate that song. I was like, you probably know every single word. Like, yeah, but Creed's like so bad. I was like,
Fucking liar.
I was like, regardless of whether they're bad or not, I was like, you can't not like that
here comes
song.
the
It's
Uncrustables.
hilarious. Oh yeah.
I got a little smoked up in my pocket, but
And I'm like, well, what do you listen to? And she's like, everything. I'm like, but not Creed. I was like,
Everything.
that's crazy. I was like, don't like it, but you got to respect it, right? In a way.
nah,
So-
Creed made a big comeback.
They made a huge comeback. They're fun.
You didn't
man.
get to hang out with them that night, did you?
No, I wasn't looking to anyway. I'm married happily. I'm not.
That's like I went to go see the Deftones a couple weeks ago up at Madison
Love
Square
that.
Garden, and I was actually quite surprised and happy at the fact that there was a lot of young kids there, like
Yeah.
teenagers, and I'm like, at least they're still,
It's still
going
happening.
back to that real music, and
Yeah.
they were having a blast. So,
That's awesome. I love to hear it.
I mean,
but
I
again-
felt like the fucking old man sitting up in the balcony, like, shut up.
Because you are.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's still a lot of young kids and adults going to like, the punk rock shows and stuff that I'll go to, and I'm like, all right, it's always still hanging on a little bit, and
But there was nothing after like that, Like I really don't see in 20 years. I really think like maybe 30 years something that's going to be like, sit down, kids. Here's what Grandpa used to be like Skrillex or some shit. You know what I mean? You go to a fucking nursing home. It's just like EDM music and
Oh
like
my
strobe
God.
lights and shit.
can you imagine?
Well, what else is it going to be, dude? Yeah, and I will say country is still
Country keeps revolving. And
But-
Yeah,
it will
it always-
I
it's
always
its
say
own
you have to
thing.
clarify that because what people call country these days is not country. It's
Right, no,
it's
it's not,
southern
yeah.
pop music.
Right.
It's not country.
It's pop with a twang, Which is funny. Like we kind of when we wrote our first song, we're like, yeah, we're gonna make it like super country, and like it didn't come out that way at all. But it's
It's
more
our version of
folky. We're like,
country. It's like
we're not
Jersey
country at all,
Shore,
really.
like-
But folky is the vibe lately, man.
Yeah,
we've
it
had
happened
a
on
ton of
accident.
folk bands come through here
Yeah.
lately. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Kinda-
Any that we would know?
I mean, I don't know if you know, but like our buddy Mark, he's in a band called Burnt Tavern. They're like a 13-piece band. They have
that
like
sounds awesome.
flutes and accordions and
That's so cool.
violins.
Oh, we
and
gotta check that
stand-up basses, and like they do all these weird like chanting things. They're
Tavern.
fucking crazy.
What's chanting things?
Like they do like all like like 5-6 part harmonies. Like
Oh,
they
cool.
do a lot of like old like new renditions of like old medieval songs.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
And then we had
check that
who was the
out.
one we had in here a couple weeks ago?
Oh,
There's a band from North Jersey. They were called Hickory. They were really good too.
Yeah.
And Cranston Dean, he's He plays with Jackson Pines. We had them in here too. Jackson Pines, they're
Jackson
a
Pines,
great band.
we've
yeah.
heard. Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
cool.
They're a great band. Cranston's really good too. He plays mandolin in Jackson Pines.
Oh, sweet. We were looking to. Somebody asked us to go play that country music hall down in Watertown. I think it was.
Albert Hall, yeah.
Albert Hall.
Jackson Pines just played there last
Never
weekend.
heard
Yeah.
about. Never heard about that place.
It's
before,
been there
like-
for.
I know.
I think it's a
looked at the
100-year
history, I was
anniversary.
like, holy crap,
Damn.
dude, this
Yeah.
place is
They
crazy.
just hit their 100-year anniversary, I believe.
Oh, did they?
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the girls that was at the Ocean County, like when we did with the students, we're like leaving, and then she like, I want to say she, but I don't want to miss. I don't want to. I'm just gonna say they because I'm not sure. I don't want. I don't
Yeah.
want to like. God forbid they hear this and they're like pissed that I did the wrong thing.
We piss people off all the time. It's fine.
I don't think that would have mattered.
I just don't want to offend
The
anyone.
clarification was very nice.
I don't want to offend anyone. But then they like ran out and they were like, wait. And I'm like, oh, fuck, did we forget something? She's like, did you ever play Albert Music Hall? I'm like, no. And she's like, do you want to? I work there. I'm like, okay. Yeah, great. And then we never heard from him. So she probably showed him our record. And then the person who decides was like, nope.
No. But the place, I looked at the history of it. I was like,
It looks awesome.
how have I never heard of this place?
It's
Yeah.
they
Crazy.
do like folk and bluegrass only. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
clicky
cool
like
as hell.
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only.
Super.
But it's been that way forever. It's folk and bluegrass.
Yeah.
That's-
I would just go there.
Yeah.
Like,
Burn Tavern's
Check
played
it
there.
out.
Jackson Pines has played there. Like I said, I
Awesome.
think Jackson Pines just played on Saturday, I believe.
Oh, fucking right, yeah.
Some big Jersey folk festival they had there.
Yeah. I think it's like $5 to get in. We should just go. and have
should
fun.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
nice
like
little
checking
place.
stuff
It
out.
sounds good in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what are you guys listening to, like, on a like daily basis? Like, what's your, I mean, if you were to put something on right now, what's your, let's play the game. Put your Spotify up. You on Spotify?
No.
No? What are you on?
Spotify's the devil.
What do you listen to music on?
Whatever.
CD.
That's a crazy whatever.
Yeah. Like
What
if I'll look it up on YouTube or fucking just.
So no Spotify.
Nah.
Apple Music?
I do the Apple Music because I
What
have
do you
Apple
got?
everything.
What's
I
your
gotta
what's your
have
most
something.
You,
recent-
my wife refers to my playlist as musical schizophrenia.
Let's hear it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I lately I've been very into like instrumental, like psychedelic doom.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just real super heavy, sludgy stuff with no vocals and
Cool.
like 12-minute songs. Yeah,
What else?
I love a good 12
I
minutes.
do that. I do a lot of metal, a lot of hardcore. I was a hardcore kid growing up.
Cool.
Yeah,
What hardcore bands?
like a lot of Jersey stuff. E-Town, NJ Bloodline,
Cool.
Red Line, Sen 72.
Love it.
Let's see. This is dangerous.
Oh, yeah, I got to pull up mine. You thought I was kidding about listening to gospel music today.
I mean, yeah, it's like
See, but I also
gospel.
listen to a lot of Dave Matthews. Like,
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little all over the place.
Yeah.
Gospel music. is
Yeah, I never got into the whole like playlist thing. I don't
Oh, it's great. Oh,
like. I'll just if something pops into my head, I'm like, I haven't heard that song in a while. I'll just
What's
here
cool
it
is
is.
Spotify, and the reason I love it because I was always, even when like MP3 players got big, you could put 100 songs in there.
Yeah.
I was obsessed because I'm like, I just want anything I can
In one
listen to
spot.
at my fingertips at any time. And even now, like we're working construction, we listen to so much music
Yeah.
that I get bored of music sometimes. So I'll go on Spotify and I'll just type in like A and go down the list and try to find a name that sounds cool and see if the band's cool. And so I've found bands like that, just like
Oh my God,
some
that's
random local band. Because like you gotta think of what if somebody came across our stuff by just typing in a letter and
Yeah,
just going
sure.
through it. And
I
they're
never
like,
thought
who
of
the
that.
hell is that?
We should just do like a nightly thing. We're like, let's type this in
It's-
A, and then
yeah.
like, oh, check this. Oh, they're from Jersey.
Oh,
like,
you'll find some wild stuff out there for sure. Most of it's comedy.
I think we
but
have our
it's-
new podcast.
I found a couple cool ones, but a lot of it's comedy, like
Yeah.
crazy. Like you're
So like me,
what
I
the
have
hell
like
even is this?
thousands of songs on my Apple Music, and I just get in my truck and hit shuffle.
That's
And just-
awesome.
But like if someone tells me to check out a band, I'll download an entire album, and I listen to an album like 4 or 5 times through, and if I like it, I'll just download their entire discography and just have it
Yeah.
lying in wait.
That's so sick.
And then it'll just randomly pop on one day, and I'm like, oh, I like that one too.
I feel like more people should listen to album. I feel like that, although that's not going to happen.
Oh, we
but-
are in the age of the 0 attention span.
Yeah.
I do full albums,
Yeah.
for sure.
But like today, we said it a million times on here. You have about 6 seconds to 8 seconds to hook somebody, or it's swipe to the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's why hardcore is great because that'll get you right in.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's just that's like I said. If you look at the formula of all the stuff that's out there, there's no intros. It normally starts on a chorus.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so you're just
Yeah.
bang right into the meat and potatoes of the song.
my go-to gym album right now is the newest Terror album, Pain into Power. Have you listened to that? It's incredible. But it's like it's super fast. It's right in your face, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's.
So you're a fan of Terror?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should look back on our I guess albums of videos, and we had Josh from Trustkill.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
he was on here.
Yeah.
Super cool dude.
We are one
he
thing
goes
about
into
us
some
is
weird, crazy stories about Terror and all the shit he's seen doing Hellfest.
It's incredible. Like we're so eclectic. Like I said, like we're listening to gospel today. We'll go to Terror. We'll go to, I grew up punk rock, so doing all that kind of stuff and anything to jazz. And I'll put on whatever. We'll be listening to Whitney Houston or Sabrina Carpenter. And it don't matter.
Yeah.
I'll listen to anything. I had this epiphany probably 10 years ago now, where I was like so single-minded with music and what I listened to that I was just like, you know what? I love music so much. I'm going to try to appreciate something out of every genre and just listen to everything possible. Today's hits, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, this thing, country. And that's kind of how I got into country, was just like letting go of what I thought might be cool or whatever. And then that way we kind of just pick parts you like of any kind of music. But now my taste is so eclectic. Like I put on anything. Just
He's like, now listen to Wagon Wheel 5 times a day.
we play Wagon Wheel quite a bit. It gets a little old.
Anything goes when you're like digging a hole. You know what I mean? If you're digging a hole for like 7 hours, dude, it's just like whatever comes on is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of it is mics, right? Like that's
Yeah.
why I say, I
Yeah.
hate to bring up the 5-finger test.
It's just a
thing
crazy
again, but
move. Yeah.
He puts them on quite a bit.
It's that. It's a lot of like the butt rock, like what's the
Oh yeah, the voices in my head.
yeah,
song.
it's like
What is that?
falling in reverse or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
You ever hear of them?
Roddy Radke.
He loves this.
guy.
This guy loves them, and I'm like listening, and I'm just stuck with it all day, And sometimes some of the shit just comes on. I'm just like, dude, this is like I'm about to like off myself on the way home.
Well, it's like I tell people, there's some people that are such fanboys of Roddy Radke, and I'm like, yeah, he's got a good voice, but like, look at like the dude's a piece of shit. Like, I
don't even know who he is.
Just Google him, and you will find out in about 3 minutes.
I don't know
Really?
about him.
I hate his songs. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but they do get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
We were singing on the way home. You're like, oh shit, it got me again.
Yeah.
dude.
No. It sucks.
Damn it.
Damn it.
That's because they got the formula, man. They get that little earworm, they throw it out there right in the beginning, and they play it 3 or 4 times through the song, and it gets stuck in your head.
Easy to remember, Oh, they
It's
got
the Foo Fighters method, man.
Yeah, they were really good at it.
Yeah.
I just want to say also a big respect that you're still ripping cigs, dude. I think like we should
Okay.
no, because the thing is, I think we should bring back cigs. Like
Oh yeah.
we should have
it's
a
analog,
You know what? You're right.
Right,
And
it's a
you know what? If
fucking-
that's
it's a
going to be so
mixer.
goddamn expensive, I'll go back to a cigarette.
absolutely. Dude.
It's just a good old mixer and just
Yeah.
tape,
man.
you know.
And you don't get a voice like this fucking without smoking.
It's probably better for you,
You wouldn't-
honestly.
I think so.
Fucking-
You wouldn't have classic rock without ripping cigarettes.
That's
right?
true. Every fucking rock star smoked cigarettes back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have AC/DC. There's
Nope.
just no way. How do you get that rasp without smoking for like? I don't know if he does smoke, but I would imagine, right? Like, how do you
I would think so.
how do you yell like that?
You yell like
Anytime I watch their
Carefully.
live performance, I'm like, they got an ambulance ready.
See the
That guy
guy?
looks like he's about to like pass the.
Well,
fuck
that's
out.
all of them though. Now you go watch all these bands, and it's just like, dude, are they gonna die?
yeah.
Right,
Who's
like,
gonna
oh,
die next? Come on, somebody's gonna die.
You don't look healthy, man. I'm just saying, like,
They
one
even
of
got
them's-
fucking Keith Richards like, oh yeah, man, I don't do drugs anymore. Like,
he's like that guy runs like miles a
Yeah.
day type of shit.
he
right?
like
He's,
I think
really
he
on it.
filtered out his blood.
He
got
gets
filtered
oil
out.
changes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Twice a
wow.
year, he gets
Yeah.
he
Full
gets
transfusion.
full dialysis, and just empties the tank and fills it back up.
I didn't even know you could
that's
do
how
that.
Clapton
I'll be
did it.
honest
When you
with
got the money, you can do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's
He's in
gonna
the
live
Rolling
forever.
Stones. He's not worried about money.
Yeah.
How long do you think that's gonna get him? I mean, he's still here.
He should not
It's
be
kind
alive.
of shocking.
He shouldn't be.
right?
He's
He's
He
just-
should have
gotta be
died a
what,
long
80?
time
He's
ago.
got to be 80.
All
Fuck
of,
that.
yeah.
Hold on.
Like I remember, it was like the late '80s when Dennis Leary did No Cure for Cancer
God,
on,
that's so-
on HBO, and he's like,
Keith
we can't
Richards.
do drugs. Keith Richards did them all. We got to wait for him to die and smoke his ashes.
That's
He's 81 years old.
81. That guy's
Still
running.
rocking a telly.
Oh man, yeah, he's still going too, and I think they still sound pretty good from what what I've
You know, I've said this because I like the Stones and like all those bands, but when I swear to God, they wrote these songs for longevity.
yeah.
Because
had to, right?
Mick Jagger's voice isn't up there
Mm-hmm.
in the range, so he probably was like, we're gonna do this for a long time.
Yeah, you know,
Because he still does it now.
you know who
81.
didn't write songs for longevity? Guns N' Roses.
Oh my God, yeah.
Whoa, dude,
Yeah.
he sounds crazy, man.
You
I
can't
don't-
expect that. He's 61
No,
years old
yeah.
singing "Welcome to the Jungle." All those guys,
He's
everybody
trying,
from the
but it's
'90s.
like, oh, man,
The only
maybe
person that's
stop.
probably close is Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, he didn't sing real high. Though.
No, but he still doesn't.
Cornell
sound-
could still do it before he died.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, but that was also how long ago now?
Well, it's
Did he die?
been at least 10 years.
Yeah. Probably about 10 years,
10
yeah.
years is a big fucking jump to your voice.
I was so mad. I missed them at Monmouth University. I was there.
Oh,
And like my buddy told me, he's like, "Where were you?" I was like, "Well, you didn't call me and tell me they were playing." Like I had no idea. I was so pissed.
Yeah, it was,
And
it was a
I've
good
always
show,
wanted to
too.
see him.
Yeah.
And it was like I think not long after that he passed, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, I'll never get to see him."
Yep.
But
That was a good time.
I did get to see Stone Temple Pilots like in the heyday at Convention Hall, which was really cool.
Yeah,
That's
And
one of the few I didn't get to see.
yeah,
that
they
was
were
only
good
'cause-
live.
Yeah, they were big, and then he died like in. Well, no, I guess he went to Velvet Revolver, all that
And
stuff.
then
for
he
a
did
little
his
while,
own.
But
And he's
Stone
like
Temple
solo
Pilots
stuff.
was out for a while,
Yep.
right?
90s. I got to see them too. One thing I liked is I got to go see Les Paul when he was
Damn.
91 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And he
That's
died like
crazy,
the next
dude.
month. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I got to see
Did he?
that.
He played once a week down in
at
Manhattan.
in
right?
Iridium. Yeah. It was really cool.
I
It
always
was
wanted to go.
fucking something to see.
Yeah.
That's really rad. I keep coughing on you, dude.
Don't get me
It's
sick.
crazy.
Better him than me.
Don't get me sick. I mean, whatever. We spend all day together anyway. If you're getting sick, I'm getting sick, but I can't take off. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was watching an interview with probably my favorite person on planet Earth is Liam Gallagher.
Oh, God.
Because that guy is like,
Oh, he don't give a fuck.
I love his energy, dude. It's fucking incredible. But he's like, because I guess they're doing a tour in the end of May, and he's like, he really was talking about how like they were the last of bands like, you know, of like that era from like the 90s that will have any type of like shelf life and really be like classic rock. And that's, I guess, what I was talking about before is like, I don't know that anything after that has any type of shelf life.
Well, like I said, the only thing that's current right now that would be considered that is the Foo Fighters, but they've been around since the 90s.
Right. So you can't really include, even though they're still, you
Yeah.
know, I guess.
But they're one of the few that's actually still out there, like putting out albums
Yeah.
and you know, doing the thing.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't listened to anything recent probably in the last 8 years. I
They
don't know.
did
What was
one
that?
thing.
There was
within that.
I saw them at City Field maybe 5 or 6 years. The year he broke his leg. Remember that on stage?
yeah,
He was
yeah.
playing out of a chair. I went to that tour. It was really cool, but that whatever the album they were touring on there, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
I hadn't listened to much past that.
Yeah, I've seen them 3 times, I think. And then the one time I saw them was at Randall's Island in New York with Tom Petty.
Oh, nice.
Fucking amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Because they played for like 2 hours, and then Tom Petty did 2 hours, and then Dave Grohl came out and jammed with Tom Petty for like 45 minutes. So
sounds
it was
incredible.
really cool. Yeah.
That's super rad.
I was fortunate to see the Black Keys before the one guy died in Central Park, which was really cool. It was a great show. They played with the Foo Fighters, which was a hell of a show, man.
Yeah.
He
It
died?
was fun. Yeah, one of the guys died. I want to say it was the singer, but don't hold me to that. It could be the guitarist. I think it was brothers, right? That started that band.
I believe so. Or
Yeah.
probably some family member.
I don't know. I think one of them passed, and they
I was
broke.
never big on the Black
Me
Keys.
neither. So I don't know enough.
They were great. Like I wasn't really till actually I lied. I saw their album in a CD store and I bought it because it had one of those old school Vans on it and I thought it looked cool. And it was like before they were huge. And I was like, oh, that looks like a cool album. I picked it up. I was like, this is actually really cool. And then I like kind of fell out of them a little bit, and then I saw them in Central Park. I was like, their live show was so good.
Yeah.
They really kind of pulled me back in there.
Yeah.
But
They did their job.
They did their job.
Seeing a
That's it.
band that's a good live is like that's like I feel like such a rarity, you know, like newer-
Today, yeah.
Yeah.
Today, yeah.
It's tough. And I see bands that I'm like, I mean, you didn't think like for 1 second like we should probably, I mean, if you need backing tracks or if you need something, like I know where everyone wants to be against it, but it's like, dude, you're fucking playing like arena, like big massive venues and stuff like that, and it's like, wouldn't you want to at least give the people are paying, what are ticket prices now?
God,
60,
nuts.
70
Christ.
fucking dollars.
More than that now.
Yeah, I don't
Minimum.
even.
What I just paid to see the Deftones at Madison Square Garden was ridiculous. It
Yeah.
How much?
was like $200 a ticket.
Damn, bro.
That's like kind of become a standard.
Yeah.
Now. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
$200?
Yeah. Even to go to like the summer stage is like $80 now, something like that. It's
Is it
crazy.
really? Well, good thing they got rid of, or moved that.
Not yet. After this summer, I believe.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's it. Town don't want it.
They're getting rid of it.
They're gonna move it to the beach.
Oh, really? Interesting.
They should.
So we've heard.
Yeah. Till
They
that's
should.
for sale.
I don't even really go to fucking. I don't even. go
Nah,
to
I
shows.
can't. I can't do it.
Every
I just
time,
can't
like,
go
you know,
out there for that.
I'd be like, I was like dating for a while, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, you a musician? You want to like you love?" I'm like, I fucking hate live music. I don't. The last thing I want to do is go see a band. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, that's I don't know. My ears are shot, dude. I don't want to be standing in a crowd with a bunch of people.
Speak for yourself. I still love going. I
it's-
still love
it's-
it.
You know what I would love? Like, I don't know. See, like, I feel like something like that to stand to in a crowd and stuff, like Rage Against the Machine. Where
Like
you just
that.
feel this electricity.
Yeah.
It would
Like,
have to be
you
a
don't-
band that I.
Yeah,
you know, what I
like
mean?
I remember going, and this was '96, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" This like, and it was a hockey. I forgot what hockey state, whatever Phillies was. I was like, "Holy fuck! This place is gonna come down."
Damn.
That's how electric it was.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "That's what everybody should be.
Yeah.
That's what everybody should be."
I
The
don't think
story of
anybody-
them at Woodstock '99.
Oh,
It
those
was like
videos
Limp
are
Bizkit
incredible.
and Korn came out before him, all these theatrics and shit.
Yeah.
And here comes this tiny ass fucking band. One fucking cabinet here, one cabinet there, drums. That's it.
I don't think
And they
anybody would
fucking
replicate what they would
smoked
do.
everybody.
Yeah. I mean, their stuff was just unbelievable. And their live show is incredible.
Yeah. The energy was
Yeah.
insane. So I don't know. Like I like that shit. Like
It was
back
nice.
then I hated like Fuel.
Right.
And now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I've
that
calmed
so
down a
much
little
more.
bit,
Yeah,
right?
like I appreciate that because look at the hits they wrote.
What was Fuel? What did they had?
Hemorrhage, Bad Day, Shimmer,
Shimmer.
covered Shimmer,
Okay,
right?
yeah, I know that song.
you know, so like there's so many more. You know, it's insane. You just go, oh fuck. Same thing. I did a gig with Bush,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, holy shit, I remember this song. Holy shit, I remember
All of
that
them.
song.
Yeah.
Like all night.
There's
I was just like,
probably
wow.
20 you'll know. You know?
I was like, oh yeah, he Come Down and Glycerin. Yeah, okay, you got 2 songs. That's great. No, I was like fucking 12.
you know that whole first album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
They had a
know.
lot of hits.
I was like, holy shit, I couldn't believe it. I had all night. I was just like, oh my god, I remember that. Oh my god, oh wow, that was them. Shit, oh wow, you know. So it's like, I think today everybody misses. It's just gonna sound bad, but that commercial aspect.
Sure.
I get artistic, I get everything, but you gotta have something that is fucking catchy, tangible, something that somebody can relate to
Yep.
just that commercial
Well,
aspect.
with like Rage Against the Machine, there's nothing nowadays that's that unique
oh, it never
for,
will be.
for the time.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
never
'Cause
will be again.
In today's day and age, it's a lot of shit that's all sounds the same. Like you could hear a song that you never heard before, and you could be like, I could probably be that person or that guy or that guy or that guy.
Right.
You know, it's but when you hear Rage Against the Machine, you're like, that's fucking Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you'd be able to do that all the time. That's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's Pink
I'm saying
Floyd.
in today's day and age,
That's
you
the
can't do
Doors.
that though.
No, you can't. Everybody sucks. That's right. Every single one of you from this point down.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
No, it's
myself
just-
included.
No, I'm not saying that really about anybody on the podcast and stuff, but like man, we're missing the boat.
Dude, music was so. You know what I think the coolest thing was about those times is like, you had to actually like a band had to actually get into a room with each other and like write fucking songs.
And function as a goddamn machine.
Yeah, you had to, and that's why you got so much more out of like songs. Yeah, I mean, you had fucking 7-minute songs that were just like, just. But now, I mean, how's that?
And nowadays, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes is almost too long.
Yeah.
And how do you write them? You track something, or you do use your voice memo thing, send it to your buddy. They make whatever.
Now it's actually a thing to write music for TikTok, and you write 30 to 40-second songs.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yes, it's like a legit thing.
I don't know.
Really?
I've never had TikTok, so I don't really.
Like 30 to 40 seconds. That's it.
Wow,
That's a crazy.
that
move.
sounds easy. It's pretty easy. You're at 30, 40 seconds.
I'm like, that shit's fucking
Right now.
lame, but I'm like, do you think we could do that?
We've already done
The
that.
style of music I listen to and what I tend to write, like 40 seconds, you're getting to the beginning of the intro.
Right.
Right.
Then you get the intro. And then hopefully around 2 to 3 minutes, you get to the verse.
A lot of how we write, like recently anyway, is kind of just like we write a chorus and a verse and then just kind of record that, let it fester, and then we'll finish it off later. But at least we
Yeah.
have like for our stuff, it's definitely like a pop structure, so it's like really not too difficult.
Boris, get us to the chorus.
Yeah.
But we write the chorus first because like make that catchy.
most important
and
part.
just- Yeah.
That's
It really is.
that's another thing that's like been so different is we've been for the first time. I've never done this. I've always the extent of like making music for me is always like I got a riff or like what's this? Look at this progression, right? And then it's like everyone puts. But this thing is like such. The music is so. I know this is gonna sound bad as from a musician to another, but the music is literally like my least priority because it's gonna be cool once you can layer it and make it. But the most important thing is to me is like the vocals and the lyrics and like melodies because we wanted it very much to be like a campfire thing. And lately we've been like coming up with like a melody that we just make out of the blue that we're like, man, that's catchy as hell. And then we'll sit down and find the chords to that melody. So that shit will just dictate whatever the fuck the song is gonna be, and it's like I would
That's
never.
one way to go about it, yeah.
It's interesting. I've never done it before like that, but I'm having a lot of fun with it because it's like I would never sit down and make that progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's,
is like
it's different, too. It's forcing you to do something new.
sure.
Yeah. We definitely have no rules writing what we're writing. I mean, there's nothing we won't try or do. And well, sometimes we'll be doing songs and we'll just be like, this sounds like shit. Let's just start. And it would just literally, like, because we write them so quickly and we would just like trash an entire thing we worked on for 3 hours and just start a new one. And then that's like, we're like, oh, this is way better. It's so
moment.
funny, but we have no like, it's not like when we were in bands and you'd be in a practice room and you'd write these songs, you'd have 6 people together and you'd work on it for months and then you're so attached to it and you record it. It doesn't sound the way you want it.
At that point, you're trying to force it to be something it's
Right.
not. Yeah.
Sure.
Because you put so much time and effort into it. You're like, well, we got to make it work.
Yeah.
And we already have like so many songs to get this album done. In this case, we're like, well, it's just the two of us.
be like-
Whatever, throw that one
we'll be
out,
like-
start a new one,
Sorry.
whatever.
No,
We're
you're
like
fine.
4 or 5 hours deep into something with like the 7th harmony, like groove vocal, and then I'll just be like, is this whack? And he's like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but this sucks. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
He's come up with new chord progression, new song.
Done.
Screw
Forget about it, dude.
You're dead.
it. Kind of funny. So like, yeah, we're super like we're not very structured or like super like we're not really giving it much thought. Like we want it to be good.
Yeah, I'm trying
But
to
we're
think
not so-
as little as possible.
We're trying to put just what it will come
Well,
out.
the most common mistake musicians make is they overthink it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you'll never get anything done
Yep.
because you want to be a perfectionist, and you'll be like finding 9 different ways that you could do this, and then do I like that? And it's just like the coolest thing ever is just to like fucking do it, and then it's done, and then you listen to it the next day. You're like, is that good? Yeah, I actually love it, and then you use it. You know,
Yeah.
and if it sucks, it's like, buddy, I got no shortages of fucking chord progressions.
Well, that's the other good thing about today's day and age with technology is you're not paying thousands of dollars to sit in a studio.
Exactly.
If you spend 5 or 6 hours on a song and then you say this fucking sucks,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
costs you nothing but 5 or 6
Just
hours
time.
of your time. It's not like you're dumping money like back in the day when you had to pay for all that studio time to record it. You're not going to be like, oh, well, then we're wasting, the $600 we put up for the studio for this.
That's
I
another-
liked it when they
Yeah.
did that.
What?
I liked it when they did that.
Why? Well, you're on the other side of the table on that one. Of course you liked it.
That's happened a lot, and that also like coming from a smaller band with a lower budget. When you are paying for a studio, you feel that pressure while you're there
Yeah.
too. You're like, I have to perform. I have to make my parts perfect. I don't want to waste time because you're wasting
Yeah.
money, and you only have so much budget, right? You're gonna go in the studio with a few $1,000 and hope you can get it done for that, And that pressure, I think you can hear it in some bands where you're like, all right, we just try to force something out because it's like, you don't have an endless tap of money to keep going in a studio,
Especially when everything that you do is, for Jesus and
Here we go again, Chris. Here you go. He does nothing for Jesus.
I do a lot for him.
Yeah, you do. You
I'm
love,
good
you
with
loves
the
big
I'm
guy.
good with the big
He
guy.
loves the big guy.
He does the Lord's work.
He does. I do the Lord's work. I'm a minister of God.
I'm a
actually, yeah.
Catholic schoolboy, just so.
Okay, that's good.
Conversation ender there. They're like,
Well,
Well, is there anything you guys want to plug before we get out of here? We're just about an hour now, anyway. So
was that an hour?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that goes by quick.
No, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
well, where can people find you online and stuff like that? Let's give handles.
Instagram and
what's your handle?
it's is it Marshall? It's the Marshall Ridge Band.
No. It's just at Marshall Ridge Band.
Okay, yeah, it's
Should
at
probably
Marshall.
check that real quick.
Yeah,
Let me make sure.
No crazy underscores or
But we don't have the.
I don't think so.
There's no the. It's just at Marshall Ridge Band. Sorry, it is very new. Like January, we started this whole thing. So
yeah, and then
we're still trying to figure it out.
way to
every
come prepared, guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
every streaming platform.
We would like to put. I don't think we're going to be a band that just like does a ton of shows. We're not going to do the Asbury Circuit type of thing like we've done in the past.
You want
Like
to play in this road?
we will probably try to put the end of the summer, and we are releasing another album in July 4th. But
Oh yeah, that's right. We have
around the end of the
record
summer, we're going to try to put on our own show, maybe bring a few bands that we like and kind of put on a big thing where maybe we have like 9-10 people playing with us. And so we'll keep everybody informed on that. But that's really, kind of all we got.
Yeah. That we were. That's like the one thing we didn't even talk. We have a record coming out July 4th.
You did say that earlier.
I think it mentioned like right off the bat.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
talked about Kanye and then said the record July 4th, and it just got all confused.
And we
Kinda got
got
skipped
caught
over.
up with the sucking cousins' dicks.
Yeah, you were talking about sucking cousins.
Jesus.
This got lost, dude. The Jesus thing ended it right away. They're like, holy shit.
We
man.
started and ended with Jesus. This is now a religious podcast.
Well, isn't that kind of what
Well,
you do?
praise the Lord.
It is.
You want to say a prayer to
No,
complete this
no,
here?
not.
Oh,
No.
the guy,
fucking dare
that,
you.
the Jesus
Do
guy
it.
over here don't want to say
Do
a
it.
prayer.
I want to hear it.
Pray us out, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
You-
Don't be shy.
I don't really know one.
You're a Catholic schoolboy.
I know
Just do
that.
one.
I could give you my tee off one. May the wind be at our backs and our greens welcoming.
Dude, I love it.
Peace be with you.
And also
Is that
with
what
you.
it said? Yeah. There you go.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
And also you.
All right, so we'll give you guys the same parting question we give everybody else.
Go.
If there's one singular thing you could change about the local music scene, what would it be and why? Wow. Not like this to lead to that, Just like if you could change one single little aspect, what would you change?
I gotta be honest with you. I don't really know much about the local music scene. I'm not really in it. I don't really.
Care for it.
It's not that I don't care for it. I think I just don't really know too much about it because I kind of just got so separated from it for a long time with work and everything else going on. Like I don't know. I hope that don't know if I would change anything. I just hope that more artists continue to be artists and just keep creating and keep playing because I think that's like if that dies, we're all fucked.
Oh yeah.
So I hope that in whatever capacity, whatever genre, whatever, I just want artists to continue to be artists and keep putting out music that means something to them. And that's pretty much,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think I would change anything.
I would have to say.
He's gonna be like, dude, I would have to say, fucking all these.
Get up on that mic and say it.
all these little bitches.
Nah, I mean, I was.
That's usually me.
was
Like,
in,
fuck this, burn it all
the
down.
local music scene for a while. Like I really at COVID, I kind of got out of it and didn't play
A lot of
for
people
a little
did.
while.
Yeah.
Right? So like most people, if I had to change one thing, I would say at some points I felt like I had to pretend to be somebody I wasn't, and I would just hope that people just didn't do that. Like, I always try to be like real and like give people real feedback and advice or what I would like to hear, and not coming from a negative point, but I feel like there's a lot of people that will just lift you up and be like, this is incredible, but like they're talking shit behind your back.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
So great in LA.
And I just wish that wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Like, just be real. Even this guy, like, we hadn't always played together, but and you can attest, like, back in the day, you would come to me and be like, hey, like, check out this thing I did. And I'd be like, yeah, man, I love like this, and this about it. But like, man, those drums sound kind of fake.
Yeah.
And like, I was being honest because I want it to be better. And I think he would take it to heart. And we maybe didn't talk for a little while after that. But then,
Got a little
How did that
butthurt.
honesty work for you?
Run, if he goes and does like, sampled drums now, you're like, holy shit, you can't even tell the difference. You know what I mean? And I think maybe deep down you're like, you started working on that. And like, I just don't always want to cater to people's feelings. Like, just be honest, say what it is. And
He would be good with Cranston. Because when we asked Cranston Dean that question, his immediate answer, it was like, stop telling people they're good and just be like, dude, you suck.
Exactly. Like, or you don't even have to be so, like, I'm not so blunt about things, but at least be like, like,
Well, he
You got to work on that a
if
little
they got
more.
work to do, don't be like, oh, you guys were so great. Be like,
Right.
no,
happens
it was,
a lot.
It was okay.
I would catch it a lot where it'd be like, oh, you guys were incredible. And like, even you'd find yourself maybe saying that to somebody, but then you're like, and I'll be the first one to admit, like, we would tell people, it was awesome, it was great. And then like, we're all talking shit about them later. And I'm like, I think that sucks.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Just be a real person.
It's not proactive to help everybody. Yeah.
It's not helping everybody. It's creating just, I'm all for people making their art, and I think everybody should do what they're doing.
Yeah.
But without constructive criticism, like, nobody's going to get better.
What's the whole problem? Like we were talking about before, it's like everything today is me,
Yeah.
me. And it needs, for the musicians aspect of it, it needs to come back to some form of a community.
Right.
And not just these like select little, inclusive pockets.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think even if somebody gave me criticism, I might take it hard at first. But
But eventually you'll be like, you know what, maybe they were onto something. Yeah.
Exactly. I'd respect them more for it, for sure. In the long run, instead of just being like, I know you're just kissing my ass for some.
So you
stupid
respect me more now, right?
I fucking hate you.
reason. You sound like you're always giving honest advice.
He hates you, dude. That was awesome, dude.
Fuck you, Jeff.
But I'm always honest with you.
It's true. Like I've said it a bunch of times. Like I end up writing bass lines like lead guitar player almost. Like I'm always busy all over the place.
I was similar in
and
that
I'll come to
way,
him and be
yeah.
like, dude, I got this riff. He's like, that's really cool, but you're only gonna play like half of it. He's
Yeah.
like, take out that note, that. I'm like, that's half the riff. He goes, that's the point.
I played bass for a long time. I loved just randomly following the vocal melody here and there, tastefully, and just kind of writing a little more like a guitarist, because that's what I started with. Kind of go back and forth every once.
I
in a
just
while.
don't ever want to be that guy that's just like do.
No,
do,
sometimes
you know?
sometimes it calls for that, but like serving the song and then adding some really cool shit. I love it. Bassists will always.
Do I
try
not
to-
give you a part in every
And
little
he
thing?
loves the fact that I have 5 different distortions
Yeah.
for my bass.
That's awesome.
I do love that.
Where can we hear your stuff?
Never. Oh, sorry. I meant you mean real.
Not on Spotify. The
One of our
devil.
project, we had 2 songs out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna rock
And
it on
then
the way home.
this new
Should be
stuff-
on
We're
Spotify.
we're
Yeah, it'll be
rocking
on
that
Spot-
shit
it'll
the
be
way
on
home,
Spotify.
dude.
Yeah.
all day tomorrow.
We're actually in the process. We have like 5 or 6 in the
Oh,
process
sweet.
of recording right now.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's our favorite part, is getting in the studio.
That's
Just-
what, mine
it's
too.
so good.
And then when it's done, you just want to be like, yeah, fuck it. I don't want
Yeah.
to do anything. Let's try something else.
Yeah,
Or let's
yeah,
do
yeah.
something else.
That's kind of why we love this, because we're like, we put something out. Well, I don't know. It's been a month or 2 months now, and then we're like, all right, let's do another one because obviously we don't need to like go to a studio. It's just do it at
Yeah,
do it at
that's
his
always
house.
that's always nice. It's
That's
just,
the best part.
Well, me and
we
him,
used to
we
be-
write like pretty effortlessly when we get in there and start. But we've since like 2019 or so, we've just had this carousel of drummers and then it's
Sure.
singers.
Yeah. So you guys are the core.
We haven't a bad thing about killing drummers.
We're Spinal Tap.
We
people.
take them right
Spinal
out the
Tap.
game.
Murder.
No,
I was gonna say that's,
but like
that's
they
the
off,
wall.
the one
off
ended up
themselves.
the one ended up getting TMJ and he can't be around loud noises anymore, so he's
damn.
pretty much done drumming.
I swear your
and then
boys,
the other one guy had a really bad car accident, was on the show for a long time.
Oh no.
Yeah. We have a thing with drummers.
Murder, dude.
Murder, death, kill.
Yes, pretty much. All right, gentlemen. Well, thanks for coming out.
thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much
you
for
guys for
having us.
Make
man.
sure you
You
check
guys
these
are
guys
awesome.
out at Marshall Ridge Band, right?
Yes.
On
Yep.
Instagram. And Jeff, kindly go fuck yourself.
Cool.
And we're out.
It's our next track. This is called A Lot Off, our new EP recently. Thank you so much. Damn, I hate this bitter cold. Can't pay my bills on time. Now my electric's turning off and I'll be freezing another night. And in the morning I wake up wishing I was somewhere else. It ain't even the weekend. Yet I keep telling myself, boy, I hope I win the lotto. Tennessee's on my mind. Get me a brand new Silverado and a microphone right about now. They ain't called my numbers yet. Do the work by 8. Boy, I hope I win the lotto. Tennessee's on my mind. Drink ain't caught up to me yet. It's waiting on another time. Put another sixer down, another one in a line. And in the morning I wake up wishing I was someone else. It ain't even the weekend. Yet I keep telling myself, oh, if I'm being honest, I hope I didn't waste all of my time. If I'm being honest, I'd rather down another feather jack with a friend of mine. Boy, I hope I win the lotto. Tennessee's on my mind. Get me a brand new Silverado and a microphone right about now. They ain't called my numbers yet. Do the work by 8. Boy, I hope I win the lotto. Tennessee's on my. Boy, I hope I win the lotto. Tennessee's on my mind. Get me a brand new Silverado and a microphone right about now. They ain't called my numbers yet, and I'm due to work by 8. Boy, I hope I win the lotto, 'cause Tennessee's on my mind.
Bye.